My first life ended June 11th, 1971. I was working for an attorney. He sent me out to mail a letter. I was walking back to the office, and a car ran a red light, and the next thing I knew, it was about a month later. I was discharged with a life expectancy of 6 months to a year, and I would not admit that I thought I was actually going to die, but I'd been to college for so long, and I was determined I was going to get my degree from Peabody and Hopkins before I went. The first goal was really to see how much I could put back together. Once someone put my flute together for me, anything I had memorized up to that point was still in my head. Music was the foundation of my recovery, not just professionally, but personally, emotionally, spiritually. Music has always been at the center of the best parts of my life, always, and it still was.
Charette's story was about how music was innate and it was preserved, and how the music helped her heal. What we are finding is that music is the glue between the physical, the cognitive, the emotional, and the social aspects.
It really seemed to me to be a no-brainer to try to bring together the historical excellence and the legacy of a major conservatory in the United States with all of the resources and the high-level care of Johns Hopkins medicine, and to try to figure out how we could leverage music for patient care, to figure out how much more deeply we could dig into questions about the power of music in healing.
So many times after a brain injury, people lose their identity. They are not the same people they were before the injury. So you almost have to rediscover who you are. And when you're involved in either listening to music that you can really associate with, or making or playing music, you can connect on a much deeper level with yourself as well as with others.
The part that we don't really talk about too much is this was not just a brain injury, it was multiple spinal injuries. I lost an upper lobe of a lung. This is all artificial. I had jaw injuries, and as a flutist, we're talking in and out of the hospital. So for the first 10 or 12 years, the longest I went without a surgery of some kind was 2 or 3 months. So I was constantly having to reinvent myself. 20 years after completely globally losing my memory, I took the MATs and I wangled a placement in the Department of Psychiatry at Hopkins University the second year. Let me train for something putting together the music and the recovery and the knowledge of brain injury and brain recovery.
In my work with musicians in healthcare settings and my work alongside healthcare professionals now, I see that music emancipated from the concert hall setting and brought to where life is in all kinds of different ways has tremendous power in a new context to bring a different kind of healing. And it's a power that musicians don't fully realize, and when they do, they understand their value in a much deeper way.
I think this collaboration between Peabody and the Johns Hopkins School of Medicine is critical, because it is only when institutions of high caliber in both these areas get together that we can truly make the arts and music mainstream into medicine. My dream for the future of this collaboration is that music in medicine becomes more mainstream, that patients receive music therapy as part of their physical rehabilitation, as part of their cognitive and psychosocial rehabilitation, as a routine. That it's not necessarily just a special program for the select few or for those who participate in research, that it is incorporated on a regular basis.